Reading Football Club, once a symbol of hope and ambition for smaller teams dreaming of Premier League football. A club that at its peak defied expectations, but now finds itself facing darker times. What happened to the Royals? This is the story of Reading FC's downfall, but in Football Manager, hopefully, their rise again. In 2006, Reading Football Club achieved what many thought was impossible. Under the leadership of Steve Coppell, the Royals stormed into the Premier League, breaking the championship record with 106 points. Their first season in the top flight was a fairy tale, finishing 8th and even challenging for a European spot, but as quickly as they rose, cracks began to appear. By 2008, Reading's streak run in the Premier League came to an end. They were relegated after 2 seasons, unable to maintain the momentum that had brought them there. Relegation hit hard, but it wasn't just the drop in league status that hurt the club. It was the beginning of financial strain, poor decision making, and an inability to sustain the squad that had brought them success. Behind the scenes, things were starting to unravel. Ownership changes and inconsistent financial backing led to instability. The club was sold to multiple different owners, each promising to take the club back to the promised land. But with every new promise came more disappointment. Investment wasn't consistent, and the club's financial woes deepened. Reading spent the next few years struggling in the Championship. Promotion pushes in 2011 and 2012 saw the club briefly return to the Premier League, but it was clear that this club was running on borrowed time. Squad quality started to decline, key players left, and the club was unable to replace them with equal talent. Instead of building for long-term success, Reading became a revolving door of managers and players, each trying and failing to recapture past glories. In 2017, Reading came agonisingly close to promotion once again, reaching the Championship playoff under Yapstam, but heartbreak struck at Wembley as they lost on penalties to Huddersfield Town. That defeat marked the beginning of the end. Instead of regrouping, the club slid into mediocrity. Stam was sacked and a string of managerial changes followed, none of them able to reverse the decline. Fast forward to the 2020s, and Reading's situation has only worsened. Financial mismanagement came to head, and the club receiving multiple point deductions for breaching EFL financial regulations. The points deduction plunged the club further into crisis. Once a team competing for promotion, Reading now found themselves fighting for survival in the Championship. In 2023, the unthinkable happened. Reading FC, once a Premier League side full of promise, were relegated to League One for the first time in over 2 decades. Relegation to League One felt like the culmination of years of poor planning, mismanagement, and instability. The Royals, who had once been the pride of Berkshire, were now in the 3rd tier of English football. So where does Reading FC go from here? Will they rise again, or are their best days of this club behind them? That's where we come in. Football Manager 2024. We're going to rebuild Reading. We're going to take them back to the promised land. Let's see how we get on. Let's get into it. Now here we are, the managers of Reading FC in League One. We have a media prediction to finish in 8th as well. Our stadium is the Select Car Leasing Stadium, no longer the Majeski. We do have Mark Bowen as our Director of Football. Our Assistant Manager is vacant, and our fierce rivals are Swindon as well. Financially, our overall balance is 1.276 million, and we do have a war chest of £0 in our transfer budget. Our wage budget is 95,000, and we have 5,000 in wages that we can spend. Tactically, we're going to set up with the 4-1-4-1 mastery, a super keeper on defend, 2 complete wing backs on attack, 2 ball playing defenders on defend in the middle, an anchor in the defensive midfielder position, 2 inside forwards on the right and on the left, an advanced midfielder on support, and an advanced midfielder on attack, with a poacher on attack as well. Now, we don't have the transfer budget to bring in any players just yet, and this is going to be the team that is going to start the season for us. We have got Kelvin up front as our poacher, 6'3", fantastic jumping reach and strength, with good finishing and bravery as well. I mean, only 20 years of age, 6'3", very happy to have him leading our line. But let's go forward to January and let's see how we get on. Now, we have made it to January, well, February 1st, we have made some transfers as well, but we are currently 7th in League One. We're 1 place ahead of our media prediction, but Kelvin has got 29 goals in League One. Femi Aziz, 17 assists with 7.16 average rating for Kelvin as well. In other competitions, we have Middlesbrough in the 4th round to replay. We were knocked out of the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and we are into the semi-final of the Bristol Street Motors Trophy against Leyton Orient. So focusing on the league, 18 wins, 5 losses and 6 draws. a goal difference of plus 33, which is the second best in the league so far, 54 points, and we're only 4 points away from getting into the playoffs as well. Speaking of the transfers and what has happened since we were last here, 4 loans have come in from ourselves. We have Hammer Kjellson from Arsenal, Norwegian centre-back. I mean, some very, very good attributes here. Valued in at 22 to 30 million. Very happy to bring him in. 6'1", a good player with us. He hasn't played any games because we have signed him on deadline day. We also have Ruel Walters. We do have an Arsenal connection here. Another one from Arsenal, 19 to 23 million rated. Our right back. He's played 2 games in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy and has scored 1 goal as well. 19 years of age. Very happy to bring him in. Amari Forson from Manchester United has joined us as well. We do have 4 attacking players just behind the striker, and this guy can play in all 3 of them as well. Played in the Carabao Cup, and yeah, big player, a good loan as well. He's only young, and it's what we do have to play with our finances being the way they are as well. And lastly, Luis Semedo, a striker to come in to challenge with Kelvin. He's 6'4", a big target man up front as well. Very happy to bring him in. Let's see how we do perform towards the rest of the season. End of the first season in League One. We are in 6th place. We've made it into the playoffs. Kelvin has 35 goals. Ben Elliott is our new average rating of 7.08. Femi Aziz topping the charts with 19 assists as well. If we do have a look at how we have performed in the other competitions, we made it to the quarter-final of the FA Cup, getting knocked out by Fulham, and we were knocked out in the semi-final of the Bristol Street Motors Trophy to Leyton Orient. But this is the big one here. We are facing Oxford in Sky Bet League One semi-final. We had 27 wins, 8 draws and 11 losses throughout the season, a goal difference of plus 41. Now don't forget as well, we did have a 6-point deduction on this, which, yeah, we sort of been in the playoffs, but a very, very good achievement from this Reading team as well. Fast forward to the end of the season, and we have been promoted from Sky Bet League One. Kelvin getting 37 goals, Ben Elliott 7.12 average rating, with Femi Aziz with 20 assists. Now we did get through the playoff final. Looking at the semi-final leg, we actually beat Oxford 5-2 on aggregate, which is very nice to see. Then we came up against Lincoln in the final and we beat them 5-3. Let's have a look at how we did perform. I mean, 23 shots, 12 on target and a 3.81 XG. Fantastic to see. Looking at our finances going into the championship, 2.275 million in the overall balance, but we do have a transfer budget of 4.8 million with 46,000 in our wage budget to spend. Coming into season 2, we are in the championship and our media prediction is to finish in 22nd place, so that'll be very nice for us to overachieve again this season. Looking at the finances, we do have an overall balance of 10 million, a transfer budget of 1 million, and we are slightly over on our wage budget, and that is because we have made some transfers into this season as well. So end of last season, Liam Morrison, we bought him from FC Bayern for 170,000. A good backup centre back for us, 21-year-old Scottish, under 21 international as well. 6'2", some good attributes in jumping, heading, tackling and marking, so very happy to see him join the club. We also have Rory Wilson on loan from Aston Villa. A little theme with the Scottish under 21 players coming in. This guy's going to be an absolutely fantastic addition for us up front. On the outs into this season, we've sold £3.9 million worth of players. Harvey Nibbs to Plymouth for 6.500k. Tyler Binden, 525k to West Bromwich Albion. David Button has gone to Bristol Rovers. Andrew Yidam has gone to Palermo for 600,000. Michael Craig has gone to Portsmouth for 500,000, with Jamari Clark 1.5 million sale to Bristol City. And the ins that have come in, we have splashed a lot on transfers, wages as well. Jamal Lowe joins us on a free, valued in at 6.4 million, £8.5 thousand a week for Jamal Lowe, a good player that can play across the front line for us. We also have Caleb Ekuban, a player that I used in my Make You Know a Great series, a very good striker for this level. Yeah, valued in 8 million. He's on a wage of 13,000, but expecting big things from Caleb. Joe Hugel has joined us from Manchester United for 450,000. 20-year-old English striker, valued in at 4.9 to 8.8 million. A big wage of 7.5 thousand, but a good target man to replace Luis Semedo, who left us on loan. Ayub Al-Kababi joins us from Olympiacos. Again, 13,750k a week, 9.6 million in the valuation. Moroccan international, a very good player for this level. Him and Ekuban are going to challenge for our main striking option. Cameron Dawson has joined us on a free in goal. Very happy to bring this guy in. We have had an overhaul, and we did lose David Button as well. Cedric Kipre has joined us on a free from West Bromwich Albion. 9.2 million valuation on this guy, 12.12 thousand pounds a week. 6'4", an absolute unit, and one to definitely build our defence around. Idris El Mizuni has joined us on a free as well. A good backup CDM option, can also play in the advanced midfielder if we do need to distribute him there. Alan Campbell has joined on a free from Luton. Again, Scottish international, a Scottish theme this season. Bringing him in, absolutely fantastic to come from Luton as well. And lastly, Nathan Ferguson has joined us on a free to be our first choice right back. Very happy to bring him in. Now going into the season, we are going to stick with the 4-1-4-1 mastery. Dawson in goal with Abrefa at right back. Now this guy came through the Reading Academy, and he looks very good. I'm willing to give him a chance this season as well. Kipre with Liam Morrison at the back, with Clinton Mola at left wing back. Alan Campbell as our deep line playmaker, with El Kabi, Elliott, Ekuban and Lowe sitting behind Rory Wilson up front for us. Now let's go ahead to January and let's see how we get on. Now before we get onto the league table, we have signed a lot of players since you were last with us. So Jamal Lowe was the last one here. Alfie Dorrington has joined us on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. Very good centre back for this level. Very happy to bring him in. We've also got Amari Kellerman on loan from Aston Villa. A couple of loans utilised from that club into this season. David Bartasaghi from AC Milan, a backup left back for us, although he has played 7 games for us since you were last here. We also have Benguidiz Bola, Hungarian right back international, 23 caps for the Hungarian team. Our first choice right back going into the season. He's already got 7 assists and 1 goal in 17 championship appearances for us. We have Janue Belosian from Rennes on loan, another backup centre back, but very happy to bring this guy in. It's valued in at 42 to 54 million pounds. A couple more as well. Ala Graham joins us again, another backup centre back. Tunisian international. We're getting a lot of international flair into this Reading team as well. Shaquille Van Persie has joined us on loan from Feyenoord, although he has fractured his lower back, which isn't a great start to his life with Reading FC. And Nathaniel Phillips has joined us on a free at centre back, valued in at 11.5 million, £15,000 a week. Very happy to get Nathaniel Phillips into the club. And it's been a magical start to our life in the Championship. 26 games played, 17 wins, 3 draws and 6 losses. A goal difference of plus 22 with 54 points on the board. Our top goal scorer is Amari Kellerman. Also, Harry's average rating of Amari Kellerman with 7.43. And Jamal Lowe with 8 assists as well for the club. Very happy with how we are performing so far. Third round of the FA Cup, we were knocked out by Tottenham Hotspur, and we was actually knocked out in the Carabao Cup in the second round to Exeter City. And this is how our formation is lining up. Dawson still in goal, but Boller at right back with Dorrington, Belosian at centre back, newly brought in. The front four behind Wilson is the same except for Amari Kellerman. Let's go to the end of the season and let's see if we can stay top. We've made it to the end of season 2 and we're currently in 5th place in the Championship. Ben Elliott and Amari Kellerman topping our goal scoring charts with 18 goals. Kellerman with 7.34 average rating, with Ben Elliott getting 13 assists as well. If we have a look, we are facing Blackburn in the playoff semi-final first leg, but with the league table, 28 wins, 4 draws, 14 losses, a goal difference of plus 33, which is the 3rd best in the league with 88 points on the board as well. Let's go forward to the end of the season and let's see if we can get promoted from the Championship. And fantastically, we've got back-to-back promotions, beating Middlesbrough in the final of the playoffs 5-0. Looking at when we faced Blackburn, we beat them 6-5 in aggregate as Middlesbrough dispatched of Derby 4-1. But looking at the playoff final, we beat them 5-0. How did we perform in that one? 15 shots, 8 on target, an XG of 2.56. Bertasagi getting us off the mark in 1 minute, with Kellerman scoring in the 18th. Ekuban in added time of the first half, with Rory Wilson and Jamal Lowe sealing the deal for us. 5-0. Absolutely fantastic. Looking at the finances, we are in a minus 2.9 million in the overall balance. We've been given 38 million to spend in the Premier League, 473,000 wage budget, which gives us 213,000 to spend. Let's get into season 3 and let's see what we can do with that money. Now, fantastically, back-to-back promotions have put us into the Premier League. If you have a look at how we are predicted to finish, 20th, 800 to 1. We're going to go straight back down apparently. But let's see how we can perform this season. So our finances, we are 10 million in the black. We have a transfer budget of 3.29 million, which means that we have bought some players. Let me show you who we bought. Now with transfers, we've made 2 absolutely monster signings in midfield. The first, Scott McTominay, was released from Manchester United, keeping up the Scottish theme as well. Brilliant centre defensive midfielder for us to bring in as well. Big player for us. And also Sean Longstaff, released from Newcastle United, valued at 10 to 14.5 million. 2 very good players that will be the middle of our team going forward. Vladan Kovacevic in goal, joined us from Rakow, £25,000 a week, 4-star rated goalkeeper. Very happy to bring him in as our first choice goalkeeper. Zeno de Bast. Now this guy, they accepted a bid of 2.5 million for him. 6'3", Belgian international as well. He's only 21 years of age. Fantastic heading, marking, tackling, jumping and strength as well. A big addition for us. Valued in at 27 million, 44,000 a week wages. Nicola Tresoldi, we brought him in for 3.2 million. A big, strong Italian striker up front. Exactly what we need. Possesses some good pace as well, so a good backup for us. And also Liam Scales joined us on a free after he was released from his club in Scotland. 16,500 for him. A good backup centre back for us. Now, going into the season, we have spent 8 million. Troy Parrott joined us on a free from Tottenham Hotspur. 10,000 a week. A good backup striker for us here. Facundo Palestri, another one released on a free from Manchester United. Brought him in on the right hand side, and he can also play on the left as well. Cody Drame, another free transfer on right back position from Leeds United. Probably going to be our first choice right back going forward this season. Jonathan Panzo signed as a backup left back and centre back option from Nottingham Forest. Harry Maguire, another one brought in from Manchester United. This guy's absolutely fantastic, and to bring him in as our first season in the Premier League, he should hopefully keep us afloat. But £71,000 a week is a lot of money spent. A 1-year deal only. Hopefully he can keep us up. Lorenzo Luca, 4 million spent for this guy. 6'7" Italian target forward. If you play Football Manager, you know about Lorenzo Luca. 17 heading, 18 jumping, 16 strength, 6'7". Fantastic to see. And Pontus Almqvist joined us on a free transfer as well. Surprisingly, no one had picked him up at all. He can play right and left wing. An under-21 international, ex for Sweden. 20 million valuation, very happy. And 4 million was spent on Sebastian Bozzelli. He's now valued at 30 million, another wonder kid on Football Manager. Very happy to bring him in. And we have sold £12 million worth of players. El Kabi, who joined us on a free last season, we sold him for 5 million. Al Garam, who joined us again on a free last season, we sold to Middlesbrough for 4.5 million. And then a loan fee of Caleb Ekuban, 1.2 million out to Huesca. Very excited for this season. We are in the Championship again. How far can we go? Let's find out. Now this is how we are going to look for this season, and a player that I did forget about, Jan Nicholas Best, joined us on a free, 26-year-old German. He's not an international just yet, but hopefully he will be, valued in at 27 to 37 million. So looking at our team, Kovacic in goal, Boller, De Bast, Maguire and Panzo at left back, Longstaff and McTominay. We have kind of changed up the 4-1-4 mastery to a 4-2-3-1 just to allow us. The 4-1-4 mastery doesn't work in the Premier League, so we've tried to adapt it slightly here. Almqvist and Best on the wings for Tresoldi and Luca. Let's go to January and let's see how we do. So here we are in January. We are currently 16th in the Premier League. 7 wins, 3 draws, 12 losses, a -10 goal difference, but we are 5 points ahead of Leicester in 18th position. We've made it into the 3rd round of the FA Cup and the 4th round of the Carabao Cup as well. Looking at the finances, we are 26 million in the black with a transfer budget of 20 million that we can spend if we do wish to, but I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to stick with how we are. We've currently got Manchester City next, but you know, if we can just survive this season, that's all I'm kind of looking for. Let's go to the end of the season and let's see how we get on. The season has finished in the Premier League and we've finished in 15th place. It's not the worst. It isn't the worst result. Lorenzo Luca with 21 goals, our top goal scorer across the season. Average rating at 7.11 as well. Jan Nicholas Best got 8 assists, with Vladan Kovacic getting the best pass completion with 95%. So if we look at the division, we had 11 wins, 8 draws, 19 losses, a -14 goal difference, but we had 41 points, which is 17 points more than Leicester. Looking at going into season number 4, we've got 36 million in the black in our overall balance, our transfer budget of 25 million with 20,000 in wage budget to spend. Very excited to see what we can do this season. We do need to play around with a new formation as well, but let's get to season 4 and let's see how we do. Season 4 and our second season in the Premier League. Media prediction is for us to finish in 15th this time, so we're not tipped for relegation, which is absolutely fantastic. Looking at our finances, we've got a healthy 109 million in our overall balance, with 20 million in the wage budget and 1.25 million in the wage budget as well. Now, transfers have been made, but a lot of sales have been made as well. So if we have a look at the outs that we have gone out, Cedric Kipre has left us for 4.8 million to Sheffield United, with Alan Campbell joining Swansea on 800,000. We've spent 7.25 million in players, but we'll go through the outs first of all. Nesta Guinness Walker, a youth prospect, left on a free. Abraham Kanu left on a free as well. Now, Vladan Kovacic, our first choice goalkeeper, he went to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for £20.5 million. Caleb Ekuban left for 12 million to Al Rida or Reda. Al Fateh brought in Enderguiz Bolla for 6 million, and Jamal Lowe went to Al Fateh for 5.5 million as well. Now, on the ins, we only spent 7.25 million, but we brought a lot of players in as well. Ian Matson joined us on a free from Chelsea. Happy to bring this guy in. He's a very versatile player that is predominantly going to be a left back for us this season. Liam Delap on a free is going to be a backup striker, 6'1", 23 years of age. Very happy to bring this guy in. Jonas Urbing has joined us on a free from FC Köln. This is going to be the guy that is going to replace Kovacic, and why we allowed that £20 million sale as well. Valued in at 72 million, is on £85,000 a week. 23-year-old German. He's not got a cap just yet, but absolutely fantastic stats here and such a massive pickup for us for Reading as well. Adam Karabach has joined us for 70k from Sparta Prague. Brilliant attacking midfielder, will definitely fit into our system. Valued in at 28 million, £39,000 a week. Not cheap sum of money on wages, but hopefully he'll have a big impact for the club. Joshua Zirkzee has joined us on a free as well, valued in at 52 to 73 million, £92,000 a week. How we've managed to get these people in on a free contract, I have no idea. Can Uzan has joined us as well on a free, £24,000 a week, valued in at 21 million. Can be a good, versatile attacking player for us. Radu Dragushin has signed from Tottenham for 7.25 million, £76,000 a week, valued in at 25 to 35 million pounds. Romanian captain and international, a big centre back, a position that we did need to improve upon. And then three kind of happy free transfers that we have brought in. Alan Saint-Maximin has joined us on a free, £105,000 a week, 39 to 51 million pound valuation. This guy's going to be absolutely fantastic on either flank for us. Iliax Mariba has joined on a free as well, £20,000 a week for this guy. Joins us from RB Leipzig, valued in at 39 million pounds. Very happy to bring him in. A good squad rotation for Scott McTominay and for Sean Longstaff as well. And lastly, Aymeric Laporte has joined on a free. Him and Maguire, £61,000 a week, 12.5 million. Wonderful stuff. Well, I mentioned about Maguire, we do like to bring in our experienced centre-backs, and very happy to bring this guy into the club. And this is how we are looking with the 4-1-4-1 mastery, but it is the defensive variant of it as well. Big in goal, Baselli at right back with Tabast and Laporte in the middle. Scales with Saint-Maximin, Beste, McTominay, Langstaff, Karabech and Xerxes up front. A fantastic bench with Luca, Mariba, Drame, Matson, Dragusin. Very happy for this team. Let's go into January and let's see how we get on. Coming into January, we're in a fantastic position with Reading. 12 wins, 1 draw, 9 losses, a 0 goal difference as well, but 37 points on the board, and we are currently in 5th place. Joshua Xerxes with 10 goals, Alan Saint-Maximin a massive rating of 7.09, with Jan Nicholas Beste getting 7 assists as well. We're through to the 4th round of the English FA Cup, but we were knocked out in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup to Carlisle United, who are currently drawing with West Ham in the semi-final, so they could be in the final of the Carabao Cup this season. Looking at our finances, we've still got over 100 million in the black, with a transfer budget of 55 million, and stuff has been happening. We have got Adama Lagalo potentially joining us on a free contract at the end of the season. This guy was absolutely fantastic when I did our Right to Dream series last year, so very happy to bring in Adama Lagalo into the club. And no transfers have been made, but the board have just been throwing money at us, which is lovely to see. If you don't ask, you don't get. Now we have stuck with the defensive 4-1-4-1 mastery, which has kind of catapulted us into 5th place in the Premier League. Let's go to the end of the season and let's see how high we can finish. Now we finish in 8th place in the Premier League. Wonderful stuff, matching our highest finish way back when with Reading when they had their first season in the Premier League, but 17 wins, 5 draws, 16 losses, a goal difference of -9, but 56 points on the board, comfortably in 8th position as well. Looking at our finances, 141 million now in the overall balance, with 65 million in the transfer budget to spend. We have got Nagado joining us on a free, and we have sold a couple more players as well. Zeno Tabast has left and gone to Barcelona for £30 million. What a meteoric rise he had a fantastic season with us, but it was time for him to move on. We have now got the whole season to prepare. Last season, season 5, can we improve from 8th place? Let's find out. Season 5, last season in the Premier League, and our season preview has us to finish in 13th place, so we massively overachieved last season with the finances 155 million in the black and a transfer budget of 657,000, which does mean that we have spent some money. And let's have a look at who we have spent it on. So 162 million in the outs. We did sell Liam Delap to Fulham for 4 million. Pontus Almqvist went to Norwich for 26.5 million. Jonathan Panzo to Sheffield United for 10.5 million, with Lorenzo Luca making a massive £47 million move to Crystal Palace as well, which meant that we did have to bring some players in. We spent 94 million this season, but we have had 16 million in the outs as well. Troy Parrow went to Las Palmas for 125,000. Liam Scales went to Al Ittihad for 14.75 million. And Tresoldo has gone to Sheffield United for a loan of 1.29 million. Now, there's been a couple of big signings here, but let's go through the freebies. Nagalo, as I mentioned, has joined us on a free transfer, £59,000 a week, valued in at 36 to £42 million. Very happy to bring him in. Jose Sarr has joined us as a backup goalkeeper, £16,000 a week for this guy. We needed some quality in the back as well. Tyler Morton has joined us on a free, £32,000 a week, valued in at 10 million. He hasn't progressed as much as he normally does in Football Manager, but a very good backup to bring in to our squad as well. Jesus Vallejo has joined us as a backup centre-back, £35,000 a week for this guy. Very happy to bring him in. A Real Madrid youth player, although not anymore at 30, so should provide good competition for our centre-backs. Archie Brown has joined as a backup left-back for us, but looking at his physicality, he's probably going to be a first-teamer. Fading at 17 million, £38,000 a week in wages as well. Ilya Gruev has joined on a free as well. Bulgarian international, defensive midfielder, 6'1", very good mentals as well, so should be a good player to provide competition for McTominay and for Longstaff. Fading at 26 to 35 million, very good acquisition. As is Yakuba Minte, brought this guy in purely for his pace. On the wings, he's going to be a backup at £28,500 a week. Very happy to bring him in. So, one big transfer. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has joined on a free, £180,000 a week, 41 to 53 million valuation. He's 30 years old. He's on a 3-year deal. Hopefully, he's the one that can fire us into a European place. Ruel Walters, after his fantastic loan spell in the first season, we signed him for 3.7 million from Arsenal, £25,000 a week. Very happy to bring him in. Harvey Elliott has joined from Liverpool for £31 million, £170,000 a week for this guy. So between him and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, £350,000 in wages. England international at 24. A very good pickup for this team. And we have spent a lot of money on one player, Evan Ferguson. Could be 65 million in total, £150,000 a week. Hopefully he's going to fire us into the top 4, and this is how we are going to look. It is a 4-4-2 cautious mentality with Brown, Nagalo, Vallejo, Walters and Erbig at the back, Longstaff, McTominay still, Pelestri, St Maximan with Ferguson and Xerxes up front. We've got a very good squad here, a very good squad. Let's go into January and let's see how we do. Coming into January, we're in 8th place, 10 wins, 9 draws, 6 losses, a plus goal difference of 8 with 39 points on the board. Now we're not too far away from getting into the top 6 as well, so hopefully we can continue with this. We've been knocked out of the English FA Cup in the 4th round to Brighton and knocked out in the Carabao Cup in the 4th round to Ipswich Town, but we have got Evan Ferguson and Dominic Calvert-Lewin both on 8 goals each. Adam Karabach, the average rating at 7.12, with Longstaff, Karabach and Alan St Maximan all with 6 assists each. Looking at the finances, 99 million in the black still with a 0 transfer budget, and we are overpaying on our wage budget by 200,000 as well, which isn't going to be not too great for us. With the tactic, we have gone back to the 4-1-4-1 mastery, Xerxes dropping in as the attacking midfielder, but very happy with this team and how they are performing. We do have an issue with Mariba and a work permit, but it's our last season. We're not going to worry too much for that. We are going to go ahead to the end of the season. Can we improve on our 8th place finish from last season? Let's find out. And we have managed to better our 8th place finish. We're finishing 7th place with Reading. 17 wins, 11 draws, 10 losses and a goal difference of plus 12. Now it's a bit harsh to see that we missed out on Champions League football by games won, which Southampton won one more than us, which is a shame, but Adam Karabach has 11 goals, a highest average rating of 7.20, with Alain St Maximan getting 10 assists across the season as well. If we look at how the team did perform, we scored the 7th most amount of goals with 63, 4 more than Arsenal. We had the 8th most shots in the division, 449, with the 6th fewest shots against with 390. We weren't involved with the best pass completion or the most possession, but we were 8th for most tackles won with 898, 5th for most dribbles with 641. We didn't have the most clean sheets, but we did have the 7th fewest conceded with 51 across the season. Looking at our finances, the overall balance is 120 million in the black, with a transfer budget for the next season of 52.5 million. I think it's been an absolutely fantastic achievement for this club with Reading. Have we made it into the Legends list? We haven't, nor for the icons, nor for the favoured personnel, which is a little bit of a shock, but Lorenzo Luca is there in the favoured personnel ones as well. Now, if you have liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below how you feel like this rebuild has gone with Reading, but we have finished in 7th place in the Premier League. It's better than they've ever achieved before. Maybe Reading are on the rise again.